Okay, so our screen recording software on our Chromebooks would not work. We were going to do some silly stuff, but this is what we have to settle for.
Okay.
This is Macbeth by Talon and Jude.
Okay. The question we were asked: how do the major themes in Macbeth, fate versus free will, appearance versus reality, guilt, and ambition shape the characters and events in the play?
Fate versus free will. Does Macbeth actually have control over his actions, or is his destiny predetermined? In Act 1, Scene 3, the witch's prophecy were about Duncan and Macbeth. They told them Macbeth would be king. A quote to represent this is, "All hail Macbeth, hail to thee, Thane of Glamis, hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor, hail to thee, that shalt be king hereafter." This most likely sparked all of Macbeth's actions after that. That happened later on, like him killing Duncan and going crazy.
The impact of fate versus free will. At first, Macbeth was hesitant about the prophecy because Duncan was a very close friend. But Lady Macbeth kind of pushed him into being a man, and she pretty much called him a wuss and go through with it. He later on used the prophecies to justify his actions. He believed that the prophecies were set in stone and they were going to happen no matter what. And I have a picture of a crossroad of free will, fate, and this just signifies the two paths he could have taken.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Next theme is appearance versus reality. I found this cool microphone, so we're going to use this now. Things aren't always what they seem. Quote for like real life because it's very accurate. In Act 1, Scene 5, Lady Macbeth gives some advice to Macbeth. A quote to represent this is, "Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under't." This means to look innocent on the outside, but be strong on the inside, or ruthless underneath. She wants him to look like the perfect king, but still do whatever he needs to keep his power.
Okay. The impact of appearance versus reality. Macbeth pretends to be loyal while planning to murder Duncan, and this sparked a lot more problems. Lady Macbeth had a strong face throughout the play, but it got to the point where she couldn't pretend anymore, and she eventually killed herself because of all the pressure. And Banquo appears harmless to Macbeth, but he is actually a threat.
Okay. Our video cut out, but we will carry on. Another theme from the book Macbeth is guilt. Guilt haunts Macbeth and Lady Macbeth after all the crimes they committed. In Act 3, Scene 4, Macbeth sees Banquo's ghost. A quote to represent this is, "Oh, nonsense! This is just your imaginations playing tricks on you, like that dagger you said you saw before killing Duncan." She is basically telling him to pull himself together because she doesn't want him to blow their cover.
The impact of guilt. The guilt in the story led to a lot of paranoia and hallucinations, causing a lot of problems for Macbeth. Lady Macbeth and Macbeth's downfall was most likely caused by all the guilt they had for killing Duncan and all the other bad things they did to get to their power. And guilt brought them to their demise, shown in the picture of a person drowning in guilt.
Ambition. Macbeth's ambition drove him to kill Duncan and to do other horrendous things or acts to stay in power. In Act 1, Scene 7, Macbeth has a soliloquy. Soliloquy, right?
Soliloquy, I think.
I think it's soliloquy.
Okay, yeah.
Soliloquy, where he debates whether he should kill Duncan. A quote to represent this: "Vaulting ambition, which overlaps itself and falls on the other." This quote means that he has ambition to gain power, but he knows that ambition can go too far and get out of hand.
Okay. Oops. The impact of ambition. His ambition led him to kill Duncan, and that made him spiral into more violence. His ambition went too far, like he said it would, and it eventually got to Lady Macbeth as well. and he strived to get into power, distancing himself from everyone else, everyone that he was friends with and loved, shown by the goldfish leaving his friends to get to higher power or better standing. Oops.
How the themes connect. Macbeth starts out with fate from the witch's prophecy, but later on you can see how the ambition had a play in it. He killed Duncan because of his ambition. The witches said nothing about killing Duncan. His guilt stems from the things he did to people to get in power. He hides it all under a false face, making it seem like he is a good king.
And our personal reflection. The theme that stood out the most was guilt. It happened a lot throughout the play, like after he killed Duncan and the... Okay, it cut out again. I'll just restart. The themes, or the personal reflection, the themes that stood out most was guilt. It happened a lot throughout the play, like after he killed Duncan and how he had blood on his hands, and he felt really guilty after killing a good friend. My understanding of Macbeth changed a lot throughout the play, from thinking it was the witch's fault that all this happened, but as it went on, it didn't. And I realized he didn't need to kill Duncan, and he did it because of his own ambition, and he just wanted more power. That is it. I hoped you loved our slides and our presentation, our microphone, and everything.
Thank you for your flexibility. Have a great day.